Become a channel member and support the content. You also get access to exclusive videos. You'll get an emote next to your name in the comments. The link for that can be found next to the subscribe button or in the description. And beat the random lottery that is FIFA points by buying the coins direct from u7buy.com. Use code TVM at checkout for a 5% discount, or if you're a new customer, get 8% discount. The link is down below. What is going on, guys? TVM here. Welcome back to a brand new video, and I'm sure many of you won't care about this, but I have been waiting for Boulaya to get himself some sort of special card for a while. I kind of thought by now he would have at least one inform, even if it was just a silver stars inform, because he is a silver card. He's got 5-star skills, 4-star weak foot, high attacking work rate, 5'10". He's been playing very, very well this season. And for a team that aren't necessarily known for winning titles or anything, right? So they're not a team that are up there competing with PSG and whatever. So the fact that Neymar didn't get it, yes, a little bit on the sad side for those who would have loved a Player of the Month Neymar. And I think Volland might have deserved it maybe a little bit more. But either way, a 5-star skiller with a 4-star weak foot is definitely a player that I'm happy to play with. I don't know if I don't know. I definitely wouldn't have completed Volland. So for me personally, not speaking for anybody else, I'm very happy that Boulaya got it. I'm kind of hoping he can kick on and get one more inform, or at least one inform, so that EA consider him for team of the season, because that, as an 89 or 90 rated card, would be outrageous. There are a few problems with this, unfortunately, as there are with every card, or with every card in the game that isn't 87, 88 plus, and with this card you've got two massive flaws really. The reactions are only 70, that's poor. The stamina is only 78, which means he's probably not going to be able to play as a cam in a 4-2-3-1 or in the 5 at the back formation or anything like that for too long without running into a few problems, because of course he's going to be dead around the 60th, 70th minute and you're going to have to sub him out. It's not that big a deal these days. People take that into consideration. You've got your bench players and what have you, but for someone like me who just wants to give him the ball every given opportunity and try and, you know, not even very good at it, but I like to try and skill through people as best I can. Unfortunately with Boulaya you are going to run into stamina issues just into the second half if you try and rinse him too much. I've given him an engine rather than a hunter. The only main reason for that really is because I'm not going to be trying to score copious amounts of goals with him. I'm just going to try and get through people and play a few passes off here or there. Wanted him to feel as agile, not as agile as possible, but a little bit more agile, a little bit better on the ball with some decent passing. And he's got that in, not in abundance, but he's got it in his locker. You know, 82 short passing isn't great by any stretch of the imagination, but it's okay for sort of short range stuff. An excuse to use my 82 Atal. I've got Fofana in there, and I've switched up Pereira at the centre-back spot with Schmeichel in goal. I might actually play my sort of, not that I'm going to be really playing Weekend League that much this week, but I might play the few games that I am going to play with this team because it was a lot of fun to use. You've got your big hitters like Mbappe and Ronaldo, but at the same time, someone like Boulaya in there, no one's really expecting this player when you come up against someone in like FUT Champs or Rivals, and he can score goals. This guy can do some damage, whether it be from distance like that or whether it be just skilling through a few players, because you don't really know. If you don't know anything about him, you wouldn't know that he had 5-star skills. Unless you'd looked it up, you just would not know. So the fact that you come up against someone, you don't know what foot he is, you don't know what his weak foot is, you don't know what his skill moves are, you don't know how good he is on the ball, you don't know what he's good at in general, he will surprise you. And a few of the people I played, like this guy right here, did not have a clue about Boulaya. He didn't know anything about him at all. He kept lunging in to try and get the ball back, and we skilled through as if they weren't even there. And I'm not very good at doing the skills. I like doing them, I'm just not very good at it. But he cut through that defense like a knife through butter. It was a lot of fun. And when you play up against someone who's got Ronaldo or Mbappe or any other 5-star skiller, you generally know what to expect. They've got high agility, they've got pace, and they've got ability to skill through you because they have 5-star skills. So when I get Ronaldo on the ball here, he knows what is about to happen. He knows I'm either going to try and skill past him or just run past him. When I get the ball with Boulaya, he doesn't know what I'm going to do because he doesn't know anything about him. And that is what I really like about it. Really fun surprise package card, if you will. Unfortunately, we can't quite get the finish off. I was looking to play it back to Boulaya, and then I thought, no, I'll go for goal. And by the time I made up my mind, the goalkeeper had scrambled at my feet. But there we are. It is what it is. This guy's defence was all over the place. Ronaldo should have scored there. Schmeichel makes a great save. We are going to have to talk about the few sort of, I wouldn't necessarily say they're problems, because it's to be expected, I think, but we might as well talk about the sort of few niggly little issues that you might have with it. You know, you have to take it with a pinch of salt that this is an 82 rated card. So it's not going to be on the same standard as your Mbappe's and Ronaldo's. It's going to have problems. And on paper, it does with the reactions. And of course, we've mentioned the stamina already. The finishing is only 80. The balance isn't particularly high. The composure's maybe a touch on the lower side. And then you have the passing and the vision. They're at sort of 82, 81. It's not the best. So you could argue that this card isn't going to be very good. But if you bear in mind that you've got an 82 rated card, he's actually very good. Like, for an 82, he's very good. He's bang on the money for what you'd expect, if not maybe a little bit more. He does give you that little bit extra. Not the fastest of players, but of course, if you do have the know-how how to perform skills, I'm not saying I'm the best at it, like I said, but I do enjoy it, and I do know how to do the skills. I don't necessarily know how to do them in the correct time, or whether I should be doing this skill move or that skill move in this situation, etc. You know, there's a lot to learn in that regard, but for the most part, when I try and do a skill move, I know how to perform it. It's just a case of pulling it off, right? So, with that being said, if you know how to do skills, then there is every reason why you should do this card. Because if you know how to do skills and you enjoy doing them, and that's the sort of large enjoyment portion you get out of this game, really, is performing skills and trying to score goals and what have you by doing the skill moves. Boulaya is a player that's going to give you a little bit of a challenge, because he's not the best of players in the game, but he can still perform. That is one hell of a ball. Great pass from Atal. Ronaldo's in, lays it off, and unfortunately Maradona can't score, despite the fact that he's a 91 rated card. This is a great goal, and you can't see it from this angle properly, unfortunately, but he does flick it up, and then flicks it up again, and then lobs the goalkeeper. My opponent, I wouldn't say he'd given up at this point, but he did try and rush me with the keeper. But it did a El Tornado, I think it was, and then he flicked it up again, and then just chipped it straight over the goalkeeper. Looked pretty good from the other angle. Either way, that Boulaya card, it's going to cost you about 20, 25k. And if you're into skills, and you enjoy doing them, and you find sort of enjoyment in that, and you have fun with it, I can definitely see why you'd want to complete this. The other thing is, it's ideal for Managerial Masterpiece. Honestly, I would call him the Neymar of Managerial Masterpiece, because he's only 82 rated. He's not going to affect the rating of the 77 rated team that you need to go into that mode tremendously. It's a little bit higher, of course, but it's not like trying to squeeze Mbappe into a 77 rated team. You can squeeze Boulaya into a 77 rated team quite easily, and the defences that he's going to come up against, you are going to absolutely obliterate with this guy. His skill moves are really, really good. His finishing is nowhere near as bad as I thought it was going to be. Yeah, you might want to boost it up a little bit. You could give him maybe a Deadeye. You could even give him a finisher, or you could give him that Hunter if you wanted to. You can have a much better finishing experience if you wanted to play him as a striker, for example. I know a lot of people wanted Neymar. I know others would have been happy with Volland. But for those who want a nice, cheap and cheerful card, they can use in Managerial Masterpiece. Or for those looking to do skills with someone who isn't Mbappe or Ronaldo, you have found your man. A lot of fun to use, decent on the ball, and for an 82 rated, I would 100% recommend it. But if you don't want to do it, I perfectly understand. Let me know what you think of the card in the comments section down below. Not the best, but definitely worth it. Subscribe to the channel if you're new, and until the next time, goodbye.
Join the Betting Rebellion and find out what your football knowledge is really worth.